Hi everyone, and welcome to yesterday's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. So last night, I didn't finish General Hospital after midnight, and I didn't want to be sitting here yawning through the whole thing or cutting it and making it choppy and not having energy. So I figured, hey, I'll upload it first thing in the morning, which of course for me means 12:30 in the afternoon. In any event, thank you for watching, and let's get right to it. So at the Metro Court, Nell is leaving messages for Carly, letting her know that, like, she's kind of scheduled the day, so, like, Carly, you know, doesn't need to come in because Carly's not there. And Michael is at the bar waiting, and Nell tells Michael that, you know, you have to work for something for it to come out the way you want. You know, that's what she does. And, you know, I try to just take those little tidbits that I feel are, like, foreshadowing to, like, a huge thing. So Michael, he got food, that's why he was waiting there. And he asks Nell if she's made any resolutions, and he tells her that she should have more fun, like that should be her resolution. And she says she has priorities and goals, and, you know, she can't just miss work, you know, and she wants to learn chess, like that's her resolution. And he says, hey, I can be your chess coach, I can't talk, and, like, have fun. So there you go, 2 in 1. So at Sonny's, Sonny made breakfast and talked to Olivia so Carly doesn't have to go into work. And Carly knows the kids are watching them, so she doesn't want to jump back into their relationship if it's just going to sink. You know, she wants to be sure that they have a foundation. So she realizes that they should have been grieving together because this is the first time she's gotten, like, a good night's sleep since Morgan passed. And she doesn't know if she can handle it if Sonny breaks her trust again. And he says, you know, that won't ever happen. And I was like, well. So Carly leaves, and Michael arrives with the food. Sonny already had a late breakfast, and he says that he had breakfast with Carly, and Michael's like, really? So Michael asks about them, and Sonny says things are looking good, and, you know, Michael says he spent the new year with a friend, Nell. At the soup kitchen, I know, the different location. We've never really been there. Curtis and Jason are, you know, feeding the homeless, you know, in the lines, you know, you know how that works. You've seen it on TV a million times. And they're adorable, by the way, like, I'm just saying. So Sam walks in, and of course they're there about the case, but, you know, it also feels good to give back, but also, you know, the case. It took me a second. I'm like, what are they doing? I'm like, oh yeah, the homeless man who was involved. I got it now. So they have a name of the guy on the video, Buzz, but he hasn't been around since the bombing. So Spinelli's looking into the Chinese characters. One second. Ika says hi. Ika says hi. And Rudge is being boring, so, you know, because they've been surveilling him and he's just been going to work, going here, like, nothing exciting. And Sam has decided that she's going to go talk to Julian. So Jason thinks Curtis is giving up in some regard, and Curtis is like, no, I want answers too. You know, TJ thinks he was involved in this. And, you know, a man comes up to them and asks for some food, and they're both like, so I think this is the guy they're looking for. And it was. So Curtis, like, pretends to be a priest or something, and he, like, asks some questions, and they're like, oh, so we can, you know, help you with a job or something. This church likes to do all that. And then Jason does too, and then they start to get really rough with him. So he's like, this is false imprisonment. And they're like, okay, we'll call the police. Like, I'm friends with the commissioner. And he's like, okay, yeah, don't do that. So they ask who paid him to plant the bomb. And he says he didn't know he was planting a bomb. He thought it was a tracking device. That's what they told him. And he doesn't know names, but they show him a picture of Julian. It wasn't Julian. Show him a picture of Rudge. It was Rudge. So Curtis wants details. And he says the guy who paid him isn't the one calling the shots. So, ooh, new information for them. At Alexis's place, Ava comes in, and Alexis isn't there. Julian's there, though. And Ava won't let up on Alexis. And again, it's not that she's wrong for not letting up on Alexis, because Alexis, yeah, isn't being her best self. But it's just that it's Ava, who, like, still hasn't paid for her Connie crime, and who, like, is, you know, she's not any better. So I just feel like she's not in a position to judge. That's what really gets me at the heart of it, is the hypocrisy of it all. Oh, I sound so cliche, right, E-Cat? Yeah. So, Julian poured all of Alexis's liquor down the drain. So you can imagine how well that's going to go over. I can't see what I wrote because your face is in the way. And he's trying to protect and help Alexis, but Ava's not sure if Alexis is going to see it that way. So he doesn't want to expose Alexis's alcoholism but he does want her to admit she has a problem. So it's like kind of teetering, because how do you get someone to that place without them hitting rock bottom? But for Alexis, hitting rock bottom would mean literally losing everything, to the point where it would almost probably be impossible for her to get it all back. So Julian says what happened wasn't, regarding like what happened between him and Alexis with the knife and everything, what happened wasn't supposed to go down like that if it weren't for, and then he cuts off. And she's like, you know, she asked why he went back into the business, because he was starting to say something in the hospital. And he says, nope, it's all on me. Never mind. Whatever. It's all on me. So Julian gets Sam's call, and he's always free for her. They'll meet at the Metro Court, and Jason wants to go with, and Sam's like, no. And he and Curtis, oh, sorry, that was a smidge before they started talking to Buzz. And then I just put in that he and Curtis have this great chemistry, because their back and forths are so funny. So at the Metro Court, Ava and Julian arrive, and Sam is already there. She wants to talk about Rudge, and Julian says he used to work with him, and he must have never told them he moved. You know, they only did business a few times a year, and, you know, every once in a while when Rudge would come across a unique item, Julian would get first dibs. So, like, Sam's not really buying it, and then he tells her to drop it, and Julian says someone wants him dead, and she should stay out of it, and, you know, she's not having it. She wants the truth. So he says the more she knows, the more danger her and her family are in. So then, in another part of the Metro Court, Carly arrives. She talks with Nell about New Year's, and says that her and Sonny had a breakthrough. At Jean's, so Franco's talking to the bartender about Tom Baker, and the cops think that he killed him. The bartender, he says he didn't see anything, and nothing more has occurred to him, even when Franco tries to slip him some money, which was not enough money. So he was, the bartender says that Tom was drinking a vodka tonic and had a lady friend, and they weren't friendly. He was hitting on her, and she told him to get away, but she knows him now, and, she knows who he is now and what he did, and told him to back off, and she left, and Tom didn't follow her, according to the bartender. So Franco asks who the woman was, and he says he doesn't know her name and doesn't remember what she looks like he doesn't commit his customers to memory. So Franco leaves, and Alexis goes back out into the bar area. Oh, she had walked in the back door and then just kind of hid when she saw Franco was there. So the bartender tells Alexis he does remember her. He remembers all his customers, and he knows she was with Tom Baker the night he was murdered. So she apologizes for stiffing him and takes care of it, and he's like, look, I take care of my regulars. Like, it's okay. And she thinks she really did leave alone, but he says they both know more happened, but she doesn't. I mean, it comes back to her, but she doesn't right now. So Alexis says she didn't see him after she left, and Tom went to go get her because she didn't pay, and Tom never came back. So as she's leaving, Franco's there, and he asks her questions, and she says she got lost, she asked for directions, and he doesn't believe her. So now, end scene. So Carly is supportive if Nell and Michael want a date, but Nell says she's not available, and there's someone already in her life, which she hasn't talked about thus far. Michael says there's something about Nell, he just can't put his finger on it. Buzz went to the pawn shop to kill Rudge after he found out he planted a bomb, because he didn't want to do that. And he saw Rudge talking with his boss, and the boss is a woman. So this is very interesting right now, and I'm so into the storyline, it's not even funny. So Sam asks asks Ava how Julian is doing, and Ava gives her just health updates, and how he talks about fixing all his relationships, and he really thinks he could. Franco calls Scott and wants to meet. Alexis arrives back home and remembers more. So Tom tried to get her to the motel across the street, and and as she's remembering this, she's looking for alcohol. And Julian comes in, and he shows her the empty bottles, and goes over just about as well as you think it did. So thank you for watching today's recap. I have updates on our Guess the Date thing. What's today? Today's the 6th, so yesterday was the 5th. So Dylan, unfortunately, we did not see Dylan back. That was a prediction that Dylan would be back. I think he's coming back today. So you know what? Really close. And today that Nathan and Maxie's wedding will happen. Well, R.I.P. unfortunately. Oh, I wish it happened too. But I'm getting ahead of myself because that's today's. And I will see you hopefully tonight for today's recap. I'm sure I will. Last night it just got way later than it was supposed to. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later today for more Drama Hospital, and I hope you have a great, like, afternoon. Alright, bye.